Welcome, fellow beekeepers and pre-beekeepers. We're down here in my Delray yard today. Glad you could join me. So this is my other bee yard. I got 3 hives here. We getting ready to do some feeding. Got all my equipment laid out here. Couple of brand new queen excluders. I brought down some more pine needles for my smoker. And so I'm going to be storing these. Got my green drone comb. Got to get that in there for them. And these are my 2 swarms that I've recently collected. The yellow and green one, that's from my other bee yard down in West Palm Beach. So let's see what the girls are up to today. Look like there's activity. Lots of activity on my double stack. And this was the last swarm that I caught, and I rubber band them to the frames. They're doing well now, got them going. They're still in a single brood chamber, and I'm expecting them to be ready for the season in March. Now I'll give them till April. They should be ready around April. I should have a full 10 frames, nice healthy box of bees, and soon as the nectar flow get going, I'll be throwing a honey super on that one. Now this one that I brought up, they already have a honey super. That deep box on the top there, that's a honey super. So let's go into recent ones. So here's what I'm doing. That's my pollen patty up on the stand. And this is the last swarm that I caught. As you can see, they almost have this box filled out. And that's the secret to putting pollen patties in Florida. If you let that patty sit on top of your top bars, the hive beetle burrow down in it and they'll lay their eggs in there. So if you look down through these creases here, you'll see that they're full of bees. I actually just smoked them a little bit to get the pollen patty on there so I didn't crush any. And they're starting to come back up. But as you can see, all those creases are full of bees. So this box should be ready to go when the next honey flow or nectar flow come around. So now this is the sugar syrup on top of it with the hive alive in it. The poly pattern is under the bottom. So we're going to close this one up and go over to the next one. And I'm trying out these styrofoam covers. This is actually a styrofoam cover down in my Delray yard. See how they fare out. So far, I got 3 of them in action. I just want to see the durability and the lifespan of it. Now, this is the first swarm that I actually used to start this yard. And these girls are nice today. They're a little feisty sometimes. I guess because I come after the actual time. They say between 10 o'clock in the morning and 2 p.m. is the best time to be in your hive. Anything after that, the bees are spicy. So you don't want spicy bees on you. And they are ready. I actually took a frame of honey out of here because they were honey bound. So I may end up taking some more honey frames out of here and give them some more room for the queen to lay. So this is what I'm feeding the bees. They're getting some poly pattern. And I'm giving them some DFM Super Bee Food. That white powder that's on top of the frames. So this is supposed to stimulate them and get them going, get the queen laying, get the bees healthy, clean out their guts. So yeah, this is what you should be doing this February. So you should be feeding your bees and getting them ready for the season. You know, a great honey harvest starts here. You have to prep them and get them ready for the harvest. So that's what I use in my smoker, pine needles. There's my box of pollen patties that I brought along. And notice I also have a separate tool bag for this bee yard. You don't want to cross-contaminate your tools and spread diseases between your bee yards. So either you sanitize all your tools when you're done if you're going to use them between bee yards, or you just get another set of tools for your other bee yard separately. And so I'm glad you can join me today down to see my Delray bee yard. So it's coming along. There's lots of foraging around here. As you can see, there's actually a little church behind my bee yard. And yes, my hives are 15 feet from the fence, if you're wondering. So yeah, they have lots of foliage around here. I'll give you a little shot of all the foliage the bees have. All of these trees that you see in this shot, they all produce some sort of nectar. You got a mango tree. You got some oleanders right there, the coconut trees. They all produce a nectar source. And if you look over here to my right, we got a cashew tree right there and another mango tree along with a coconut tree in the neighbor's yard. So there's plenty of stuff for the bees to forage on here. That's why I was surprised that they were honey bound so fast. So I'm thinking before the season I'll have to remove some of those honey frames and add some empty frames with comb on it. So now we're at the other bee yard I have. And as you can see today, they're slow here. It's kind of cold. It's February 2026. We just had that really, really cold snap go by where it got down to 31 degrees. So as you see in this bee yard, there's a little bit of activity, not much, Because right now it's about the low 70s, about 72, 71 degrees. So this weekend we're supposed to get another cold snap, and I'm still feeding here. As you'll notice in all my yards, there's nothing going on but feeding. Now, this last box here in the corner, I got a late harvest on that. That's why you see I have 2 boxes. There's not much going on at the entrance reducers here. The bees are taking it easy. Like I say, it's a little chilly outside. The wind is blowing probably about 10 miles per hour. So you see a couple of foragers coming in with nectar. I don't see any pollen on their hind legs. So either they're coming in with nectar or they're coming back empty. So yeah, that one down in the corner with the orange and the yellow on it, I have a late harvest on there. And I'm just waiting till the temperature warm back up. I don't want to harvest it and then it's cold and the honey is thick and slow. I want it to be syrupy and move fast so when it comes out the extractor, I can get it to flow. And this is my other one at the back, right by the fence. Of course, I got a fence up there, so the inspector didn't say anything much about it the last time. But if I didn't have that fence up, they would make you move it in a little bit because they don't want your hives to be a nuisance to your neighbors. So this is my 4th hive here. And so you see a little bit of activity going on. And I want you to notice around the hives. Just take a look and see how the foliage have dried down. You can see that there's not much growing, and that's a good sign that you should be feeding your bees. They'll have some resources, because you're in Florida, but you always want to feed your bees at this time of the year. Keep them healthy, get them ready for the springtime so you can have a massive field supply of foragers to go out and bring in lots of nectar so you can have a successful honey harvest. So if you see over here in my neighbor's yard, I can look right through the fence. When the foliage is growing, you can't see through that fence. It's all over that fence and you have blooms and everything on it. So you know that the bees have plenty of resources going. So now if you look around my backyard a little bit, you can see a little sugar cane. You see the mango tree, but man, when the springtime comes, everything grows up in this backyard. It looks like a jungle. So that's about it for this video. I just want to thank you.